Now, can you tell me why you think so many people in northern BC should be unemployed? It's going to employ thousands of Indigenous workers. 85% of the Wet'suwet'en people voted in favor. Don't touch my camera.
Then don't film me.
Now I'm waiting here at the legislature for my security to show up and get off the ferry, which they're taking from Vancouver, and I'm going to need them because these people are not the most friendly bunch, and I'm going to be asking every single picketing location here in downtown Vancouver a few questions and see what answers we can get. My guess is they're going to try and shut us down once they realize who we are, but I'm going to try and quiz them and see if they actually know what is in the pipeline. Take a look at this video taken by actually a mainstream media journalist asking if they even know what's in the pipeline.
Because I've educated myself as much as I can.
Okay.
Through Indigenous people, through speaking to them, through reading their stories, through hearing them.
Do you know what's in the pipeline?
Yeah.
What is it?
Dead animals from the ground.
No, what product would be shipped through the pipeline?
Bitumen, I believe.
No, it's natural gas.
Okay.
So my security has arrived and we are going to go through downtown Victoria and ask these folks just some very simple questions and see what answers we can get. We're doing a segment on RNN and we're just like quizzing people on what is actually in the pipeline and where the pipeline goes through. Would you be able to tell me what is actually being transported to Kitimat?
Oil. I believe so.
What do you think is being transported to Kitimat?
Oil.
From where?
I'm not entirely sure, but I know it has to do something with the Albertan government, so.
The Coastal Gaslink pipeline is going through 20 different Indigenous nations, and I'm from Alberta, and what has a lot of Albertans scoffing is that all 20 of them have signed on to the agreement. Why is it important to override that democratic decision of theirs?
I think for that question, you really want to speak to someone who has who can fully, someone over there who can fully explain it in its proper, in a correct, very exact way. Yeah.
All right. Could you tell me what is in the pipeline?
It is crude oil.
It's actually natural gas. We're trying to get to the grassroots people, the people that are actually blockading government buildings. Because it seems almost like a third world tactic to be doing, like something you'd expect to see in Iran, in Iraq, in Egypt, and those kind of places. Actually closing down government buildings, closing down legislatures, railways, that kind of thing. So we're just trying to get to the bottom of it.
Well,
are you Indigenous yourself?
There's a lot of information you can find about it online.
Yeah.
Are you Indigenous yourself?
No, I'm not.
There's no Indigenous people here. I find that so weird.
We don't want to engage in this conversation right now, so thank you so much for coming and stopping by, but feel free to carry on now.
Just one quick question. Could you tell me what is in the pipe, what they're going to be transporting?
No, I can't.
Now, can you tell me why you think so many people in northern BC should be unemployed? It's going to employ thousands of Indigenous workers. 85% of the Wet'suwet'en people voted in favor. Don't touch my camera.
Then don't film me.
Well, that was entertaining, if nothing else. It's pretty clear that these white folks that are shutting down the government have no idea why they're even doing what they're doing. A few people said it was the Albertan boogeyman. Of course, it's Jason Kenney that is to blame for this pipeline. He's to blame for everything when you're a leftist here in Victoria. When in reality, it is a pipeline that is transporting British Columbian LNG through 20 Indigenous bands that have all given the A-OK, the thumbs up. In the case of the Wet'suwet'en, it was 85% of them said, yes, please come bring the jobs and money and bring this pipeline through to Kitimat. None of these folks really had any clue what it was. I think one of them actually identified it as gas. But when they said gas, I thought about it afterwards, and I think that they meant gasoline, not LNG. There's a big difference there. Well, if you want to support the work that we're doing here at Rebel News to show the other side of the story, how crazy these lunatics are that are shutting down the BC government, it takes a lot to get stories like this off the ground. First, I had to fly here, and second, I had to get 2 security guards to follow me around to make sure that none of these radical climate change activists tried to make sure I never shared another story with you again, if you know what I mean. If you want to go to fakefirstnation.com, it would help us a lot to keep doing what we're doing here at Rebel News. For Rebel News in Victoria, British Columbia, I'm Keean Bexte. Thank you so much for watching our coverage here at Rebel News. Please go to fakefirstnation.com to check out all of the coverage that we've done so far, and watch out for more coverage as this blockade across Canada unfolds.